before the romance, before the love triangles, and way before the high school drama, there was pure, unadulterated power in the world of the Vampire Diaries. Vampires aren't just sparkling fairy tale creatures. They are predators born from darkness. And at the very heart of this mythology, standing above all others, are the original vampires: Klaus, Elijah, Rebekah, Cole, and Finn. They aren't just ancient vampires. They are the very first. Every single vampire that exists is just a shadow of their power. Every rule, every weakness, and every ounce of their strength originates from their blood. This is why the originals are more than just characters. They are the absolute foundation of the entire universe. And to understand the Vampire Diaries, you have to understand them. So, how did these ultimate predators come to be? The originals were created over 1,000 years ago. Their story begins not with a lust for power, but with a mother's desperate fear. Esther, a powerful witch, used dark magic to protect her children from the werewolves that hunted their village. But this protection came with a terrible price, twisting them into something monstrous. They were transformed into the first vampires, blessed and cursed with immortality, supernatural strength, and speed beyond any living creature. But this power came with an insatiable thirst for blood. Unlike any vampire who came after, they weren't part of a species. They were the source. Every vampire turned since their creation exists because of their bloodline. This creates one of the most terrifying rules in the series. If an original vampire dies, their entire sire line, everyone they ever turned, dies right along with them. This single fact places them on a level of power that most other vampire universes can't even begin to approach. What truly separates the originals from the common vampires they sire is their absolute immortality. They do not age. They do not weaken over time. Their bodies do not decay. In the vampire world, a 100-year-old vampire lives in fear of a 500-year-old one. But age means nothing to an original. They are the apex predators, the top of the food chain, and they have been for over a millennium. They have survived wars, the rise and fall of countless empires, religious revolutions, and the birth of modern civilization itself. They aren't just legends whispered in the dark. They are living history walking among us. And unlike most fictional vampires, they can't simply be killed by brute force or a stake through the heart. You can't just overpower an original. Their immortality is almost perfect, which makes them the ultimate threat. This brings us to one of the most critical parts of their lore. Killing an original is next to impossible. An original vampire cannot be killed by decapitation, by fire, by sunlight, or by any ordinary weapon. Other, younger vampires are nothing more than a nuisance to them. The methods to actually kill one are extremely limited and shrouded in ancient magic. You need the wood from the white oak tree, the very tree that gave them life, forged into a stake. Or you need incredibly powerful ancestral magic, the kind that can rewrite the laws of nature. Sometimes specific and rare supernatural artifacts are the only hope. This means that for most of their enemies, defeating them is not even a realistic goal. You don't fight an original expecting to win. You fight an original hoping to survive. This rule completely elevates the tension of the entire series. Whenever an original steps into the story, the power balance instantly and dramatically shifts, and everyone else is just a pawn in their game. And they aren't a monolith. Each original represents a different, terrifying aspect of power. Let's start with Klaus Mikaelson, the original hybrid. Part vampire, part werewolf. His physical dominance is unmatched. He's unpredictable, ruthless, and for much of the story, a walking apocalypse. Then there's Elijah Mikaelson, the noble original. He embodies control, honor, and deadly precision. He may not be the most physically powerful, but he is the most disciplined and strategic. He kills with cold efficiency, not emotional rage. Rebekah Mikaelson is the emotional heart of the family, but don't mistake her feelings for weakness. When pushed, her grief and anger make her utterly devastating, an immortal being wrestling with very human pain. Then you have Cole Mikaelson, chaos incarnate. He's impulsive, sadistic, and dangerously unpredictable. Cole is the original who is most likely to enjoy the act of killing itself. And finally, there's Finn. Though physically powerful like his siblings, he is detached, representing what 1,000 years of undeath can break inside a being. Together, they are not just a family of siblings, they are a supernatural dynasty that has shaped the world from the shadows for centuries. This is where the comparison to other vampire franchises becomes unavoidable, especially Twilight. In Twilight, vampires are strong, but their power is limited. Their concept of immortality lacks a real hierarchy, and the most ancient vampires, the Volturi, are more like enforcers than gods. In the Vampire Diaries, the rules are clear. Age equals dominance. Power has a structure, and the ancient beings are the ones who shape the world. The originals are not just enforcers like the Volturi, they are the literal source of vampirism itself. A single original vampire could dismantle entire covens, packs of werewolves, or armies of lesser vampires without breaking a sweat. This simple fact places the Vampire Diaries on a much higher power scale. It's not about which story is romantically superior, but mythologically and cosmically, the originals give TVD a depth and a sense of danger that few other stories can match. So, when you look back at the entire saga, it becomes clear. Without the originals, the Vampire Diaries as a story completely collapses. They are the origin of every vampire, the fundamental reason fear exists in their world, and the ultimate embodiment of supernatural dominance. They transform the series from a simple teen drama into a sprawling mythological power struggle that spans centuries. The originals are not just characters you remember, they are the very reason the universe functions the way it does. They are the fixed point around which everything else revolves, and once they appear in the story, no one, Not the heroes, not the villains, not the audience ever truly feels safe again. Thanks for watching, and be sure to subscribe for more deep dives into your favorite fictional worlds.